Let's move on towards our next paragraph of discussion from Clayden book. We cannot maintain our present high density of population in the developed world. What does it mean? Developed world means countries like USA, Canada, Ireland, UK, okay, Japan, South Korea, Australia, okay. All these countries are developed countries, okay. Then Germany, France, Netherlands, Italy, all these countries are developed countries. So in these developed countries, the density of population is high, okay. For example, Singapore. In Singapore, where there is very high density of population, in Singapore, there is very high density of population. So we cannot maintain such a high density of population in the developed world, and also we cannot deal, nor can we deal with malnutrition in the developing world. Okay, so there is malnutrition in the developing world like India, the country like India, Pakistan. Okay, so in such countries, or Nepal, or you can say Myanmar, okay, Zimbabwe. In all these countries, malnutrition is a very big problem. Okay, in India also it is a very big problem. So we cannot deal with malnutrition and high population of the developed world, high density of population of the developed world. That is, we cannot feed many people. That is ensuring the food security. Okay, feeding many people, and also we are uh, trying to cure or curb. We are trying to curb the malnutrition. Okay, but it is also a very difficult task, and it is not possible without food security. It is not possible without food security. Okay, so unless we preserve our food supply from attacks by insects, so our food supply might be affected, adversely affected. Our food supply might be adversely affected from attacks by insects, or attacks by fungi, or attacks by weeds. Now this is not the weed which you used to smoke. Okay, in agriculture, weed has a very different meaning. In everyday life, weed means marijuana. Okay, marijuana is weed in daily life. Okay, marijuana is weed in daily life, but in agriculture language, weed is not marijuana. Weed is unwanted plants. Unwanted plants which grow along with crops. Okay, unwanted plants which grow along with crops. Those are called as weeds. Okay, so they are unwanted crops actually. Those are the crops which grow along with crops, and they take up the nutrition from soil. They compete for nutrition from soil. They compete for sunshine. Okay, sun rays. They compete for food. They compete for water. They compete for nutrients from the soil with crops. As a result, the crop yield decreases because of weeds. The crop yield, what happens to the crop yield? The crop yield decreases because of weeds. Okay, so this is the thing. So this must not happen. So for that, ensuring food security is very important, and for ensuring food security, it is important that we prevent our crops from attacks by insects or fungi, and from competition by weeds. Okay, so for killing weeds, herbicides are there. Okay, for killing weeds, for killing weeds, herbicides are there. For killing fungi, fungicides are there. For killing weeds, herbicides are there. And for killing insects, insecticides are there. For killing insects. Okay, so this is the thing. The world market for agrochemicals, and these are called as agrochemicals, by the way. Okay, herbicides, fungicides, and insecticides. Herbicides, fungicides, and insecticides. These are what? These are called as agrochemicals. Okay, these are called as agrochemicals. So the world market for agrochemicals produced by multinationals. Now, which are the multinationals which produce these agrochemicals? Bayer CropScience and Syngenta. Okay, Bayer CropScience and Syngenta are the two multinationals which produce agrochemicals. Bayer CropScience and Syngenta. Okay, these produce what? Agrochemicals. Okay, and these are what? These are multinationals, and they have a very huge world market. Okay, they have a very huge world market, and the world market is over 10 billion pounds. This particular symbol is for the currency pound, UK pound. Okay, United Kingdom pound is represented by this symbol, by this particular symbol. Okay, this symbol stands for United Kingdom pound, okay, or England pound. So the market is over 10 billion pounds, okay. The world market for agrochemicals is over 10 billion pounds per annum, okay. And this is at the time when the author was writing the book in the year 2013. Now the turnover would have increased even more nowadays, okay. The turnover will be even more nowadays, but in those days, in 2012, when the author was writing this book, at that time Bayer CropScience and Syngenta type multinationals, their world market was over 10 billion pounds, 10 billion pounds per annum, okay. And this agrochemical industry is divided between these 10 billion pounds. These 10 billion pounds are divided between herbicides, fungicides and insecticides. These 10 billion pounds, okay, these 10 billion pounds are divided between herbicides, insecticides and fungicides, okay. So this is the thing. So this was all about this particular paragraph.